Good day. It's me again, Lendy, your tutorial teacher. So by now, we're going to add the new table for our grading system. So we're going to create the table for students. So the grading system require a student. So now, to add new table, just click on create and then click on this icon table. So as you create, by default, it will display a table 1. So just right click the table and then click on design view. As you click on design view, it will ask for the table name. So the name of the table we're going to make is students. So type the students and click OK. So now you already have a students. By default, the field name ID is being displayed and the data type is auto number. So the auto number means it will create own values in incremental way. So for the student ID, we can just leave it as ID or we can set it as ID. So for example, I'm just going to leave it as ID. Then we're going to identify what are the information we need for our students table. So what are the information of the student? So the student has a first name. So we're going to type the first name. So remember, we need to make sure that our field name has no spaces in between. This is very important in in the reports later on the query and everything. So for the data type of the first name, just put the text. For the first name, it will accept a maximum of 100 characters or alphabet. Then next, we're going to type middle name. So just have it as text and then 100 for the field size. Next is the last name. So that is the last name for a student. And then the data type, the same will be text and the field size will be 100. Next for the student is the age. So for the age, the student can only have integer value for the student. So we need to set number. So in order to accept only the integer values such as 1, 2, 3, and so on, we need to select field size integer. Next is we need to put the birthday. So birthday of the student, it would be a date and time, and then we will be going to select the format of date. So for example, we're going to select the short date. Next is the address of the students. So for the address, some address is more than 255 characters, so we can set this into memo. Memo texts are, it could accept more than 255 or unlimited text. Next is what student's information has. The student, it has a subject. So it has a subject name. So for the subject name of the students, sorry, we need to, okay, just, okay, well, into the subject name, just leave it as text. Later on, we're going to connect this one into the student, into the subject table. So what else in the students? So you have the first name, middle name, age, birthday, address, subject name. We also have the grade level. So the grade level, just the data type will be text. Just put a size of 50. Okay, now, so we already saved the students. So for our subject name, we need to, for the subject name, the values that we need are the subjects in this, the students' values for subject name should be coming from the subjects. So the subject is Filipino and English. So where we want this student, we right click the student and click on design view, for example, data sheet view. So for example, the first name is Brittany, and then the middle name is Pierce. The last name is White. The age is 24. The birthday will be 09/08/1989. So when you, okay, it will be 1989. The address is California. Then for the subject here, I want it to be a combo box, or we can select a values here. So for the grade level, we can just hit grade 1. So in order for us to select the subject name, we need to alter this table. This is student's table. But before we can alter that, we have to create a relationship between the students and the subject. So by doing that, we need to close this table first, and then we're going to click on X database tool, and then click on relationship. So under the relationship, there are two tables that we made, students and subjects. So we need to add them both. Okay, now. So what is the relationship between the students? I'm sorry, it is all students. Show table. The one is subject. Okay. So this is our two tables. So we have the subject and we have the students table. What is the relationship between the two? So the students have a subject name and we have a subject name table. So these two should be connected like this. So what did I do is I just highlight here and then drag here to this name. So just click here and then drag here. Sorry. Okay, when this symbol appear, it means you have already successfully dragged. Then drop here. So this is the subject name from the subject table and the subject name from the student table. So we need to click on create. So when you create them, you already have established a relationship between these two tables. So you can just click on save. So now, once you already save your table, you can modify again the students. So we just right click the student and click on design view. Now for the subject name, we can change this to text and then lookup. For the lookup, we can change this as a combo box. So the row source, we'll just leave it as is, row source type, and then the row source will be our subject values. So let's click on these three buttons here. Then we'll double click these subjects. Then just click on only one field, so the subject name. After you click that, you can just save it as a query of subject list. Subject list. Okay. Then close. It's already saved. Okay. If it's asked to you for to save again, just click on yes. So as you can see, we have the subject list. It's already a query. So there is only two subjects. Under the table, you can click on datasheet view. Okay, sorry, datasheet view. You have to save first the table. Now, on the subject name, it's already changed to combo box. And we can already select Filipino or English. So that is how the relationship of the two tables very important. So when we add another subject here, for example, we are going to add math, and then the math is just 5 units and it is Friday. So for example, the schedule will start on 1 p.m. and will end on 3 p.m. and it is teacher is Mr. Manzano. Okay, so let's just close all the table to refresh. Save if you have to need and save. So in our students now, we can already select 3. So now, that is, we have already 2 tables, right? So for example, the teacher name, Cruz, Smith, and Manzano, we need this one to make like a combo box as well, just like here on the student subject name. So what we will do is, we will create a teacher subject. We can create a teacher subject here. So just save it. I'm sorry, teacher table. So we'll create another table. So just click on create and table. So we can rename this table by right clicking the table and then click on design view. And then we'll have to create teacher. So this is for the teacher information. So for the teacher information, we also need first name. You can add a you can add the identifier teacher. The same, it will be 100. Then we have here a middle name. By the way, you can just leave it if you don't want to have identifier. So I'm just confident with the middle name, just like that. So I'm going to set here 100 again. Or for middle name, I just make use the initials. I'm going to use only just 5 size. Then last name, so I can be able to have the same text. So this is 100. So I can just also put an age. So the same, this is number, and this will be integer value. What else our teacher information has? The teacher has an address as well. So we have to set a memo. The teacher has, okay, what else the teacher has? The teacher has a contact number. So we can put the contact number here, or contact number just like that. So for the contact number, we can use a number, and we can use an integer. By the way, for the contact number, we can set a format, input mask. For the input mask, for example, the contact number, it's a mobile number that should be inputted. I'm sorry, the input mask only works word and text. So we can just put the text for the contact number. So the input mask for the contact number. So I'm going to create. So if not, then I'm going to create 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, not password. I'm going to create another. I'm going to create just input mask like this. 1, 2, contact number, contact. So I'm going to create here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It's 11 only. So that will be your where is that? So this is for the contact number. I put the input mask. It means that you should type exactly the same 11-digit number for this one. So this is the purpose of the contact number. So the teacher is also connected to the subjects, right? So the teacher, it also has a connection to the subject. So what we do is we're just going to close this one um, save this one. So what we will do is we're going to add teacher information. So for example, the teacher is Maria M. Cruz. Age is 30, 34. Address is Cagayan de Oro City, Philippines. So this will be the contact number 0917 778 845. So we can add more. Jose B. D. I mean Smith. The age is 40 and Cebu City. So the contact number is just like this. Okay, we have here William S. White and it's 24. It lives on Manila, Philippines. Okay, the contact number will be like this. Okay, now, so this is what we're going to do for the teacher. Let's go back to the database tool and we will create additional relationship. So now we have here the teacher name on the subject. So right click and then click on show table. Okay, then click on teacher. So the teacher is appearing here. So we will, I'm sorry for this. You cannot be able to just drag here because our teacher is first name, middle name, and last name. Before anything else, we're going to create a query for our teacher. External database, let's create a query. So a query is used to concatenate or is used to create a report. So for example, I want to create a simple query wizard coming from teacher. So my teacher will be the first name, middle name, and last name. That's what I only need. So I will create here teachers names, teachers list, query, teachers list. So this will be my teachers list. So what will I do here is I already created a teachers list. So these are my teachers. I'm going to concatenate this one. So from Maria M. Cross, it will be one word. So let's just create on design. Right click the query and then click on design view. So all you have to do is just copy here the first name. I put the same, just the same for the space, double quote, space, double quote, plus last name. So this is how we're going to concatenate your information of the teacher. Teacher's name will be the name of your field. Then you're going to get the value of the first name here. Plus, you put two double space, double single quote and space in order to create a space in between words. Just like this. Just click on save. After you click on save here, then you can just view here. So it's already a Maria M. Cross and Jose D. Smith. So it's already concatenated. Now, we're going to create a shoe table. And then go to queries and then click on teachers list. So, we can just drag this one in here and create. That's it. So this teacher's name and this one, it must be the same spelling in order for you not to confuse them later on. So when we close this and we'll go to the subjects. So this is not yet changed. So we're going to change this one first. Design view. So here the teacher's name is text. We can change this to combo box. Text. We can change this to lookup and then change to combo box. Just leave the query here and the row source will be this one. So double click the queries here, not the tables, okay? The queries. Double click this one and double click this one. Okay, just click on save yes. So what happened is the row source is just like this. So if you want to save this SQL query, it will change. But because we just click on yes, so that will be the case. So right click your subject and click on datasheet view. Then here, you can change this one now to Maria M. Cross Smith to Juicy the Smith and Mr. Manzano to, Williams White. So basically, because we have no Manzano. So because this is combo box, we need to select the values. So we have already created few few tables for our grading system. So for the grading system, we have a lot of tables to do. Okay. So now, students, subject, teachers, we need exams table. So, okay. Before we proceed to the next table, we'll just have a break and you can resume on the tutorial on the next video, part 3 of the grading system. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.